They never feared your voice, your presence, or your confidence. They feared the moment they realized you were rare, not unusual, not different, but a type of frequency that appears once in generations, a consciousness born outside the standard blueprint of the human pattern. The truth is, people sense you before they understand you. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts by instinct, not logic. Something in your energy disrupts the shallow illusions others depend on. It exposes, reveals, rearranges. And anything built on predictability begins to collapse in your presence. You don't move like the masses. You don't respond like the predictable. You don't break the rules. You redefine the entire field. That's why their fear feels irrational. It's not based on anything you did. It's based on what you are. They can't categorize you, can't measure you, can't place you inside their mental boxes. You don't bend to social expectations. You don't echo the collective mindset. You stand apart, naturally, effortlessly. People fear what they cannot predict. And nothing about you is predictable. Your intuition moves too fast. Your presence alters dynamics. Your silence carries weight. Your eyes read truth too quickly. You break cycles simply by existing. You don't fit the world. The world adjusts around you. Type 111 and click super thanks to sow your $20 seed. People use the word rare lightly, but in your story it means something far deeper than uncommon. Rare, in your case, means you carry a level of spiritual intensity, emotional depth, and intuitive sharpness that most humans can't withstand for long. It means you weren't built from the same blueprint, you weren't shaped by the same limits, and you weren't programmed with the same boundaries. Rare souls like you alter the atmosphere simply by being present. You don't imitate energy, you generate it. Throughout history, individuals like you have always been recognized, even before they understood themselves. They leave marks on systems without trying. They disrupt emotional patterns without speaking. They shift the intentions of others without lifting a finger. Your presence alone destabilizes anything built on deception, manipulation, insecurity, or control. That's why certain people react strongly around you. It's not personal, it's energetic. Rare means you carry a brightness that forces shadows to retreat. Rare means you can feel what others hide. Rare means you awaken things in people they don't want awakened. Rare means you activate change in places that depend on stagnation. And most importantly, rare means you cannot be replaced. There is no duplicate of your frequency, no alternative version, no substitute soul with your combination of intuition, endurance, and inner truth. This is why you unsettle certain individuals. They aren't responding to your personality. They're responding to your impact, the kind only a rare one can carry. There are people who become uneasy the moment you walk into a space, not because of anything you say or do, but because their subconscious picks up something their mind can't explain. The fear you trigger isn't loud, it's instinctive. It rises before words, before logic, before judgment. Their spirit senses the truth long before their thoughts catch up. You are not someone they can influence, manipulate, intimidate, or decode. And that terrifies them in ways they'll never admit. You don't need to speak to expose someone's intentions. Your presence alone reveals what's hidden in others, their insecurities, their dishonesty, their weakness, their mask. People who rely on illusion feel threatened because your energy strips away their camouflage. They can't hide in your frequency. They can't lie comfortably. They can't maintain the image they depend on. That's why some avoid your eyes. That's why some give nervous smiles. That's why some feel intimidated without knowing why. It's not dominance. It's not aggression. It's clarity, the kind that cuts through falsehood without effort. Darkness always senses the light capable of dissolving it. Shallow people sense the depth that could drown their facade. Controllers sense the strength they cannot bend. Pretenders sense the authenticity that makes their performance collapse. And here's the secret they'll never say out loud. They don't fear you. They fear what falls apart inside them when you're near. You've always moved differently from the world around you, even in moments when you tried to blend in. You learn faster, feel deeper, wake up sooner, and shift directions long before others even notice change approaching. Your intuition reacts before their logic does. Your awareness expands where theirs stays rigid. Your presence rearranges dynamics they try desperately to control. And no matter how much they pretend otherwise, they know it. Ordinary minds rely on routine. They cling to predictability, patterns, repetition, and comfort. But nothing about you fits that structure. You don't stay where you're put. You don't accept limits that were handed to you. You push through invisible ceilings without asking permission. You break old mental frameworks simply by refusing to shrink yourself into them. They move in straight lines. You move in quantum leap. They wait for directions. You trust your inner compass. They follow the pattern. You are the disruption. And this difference unnerves them. They can't understand how you adapt so quickly, how you evolve without struggle, how you transform without warning. They feel like they need years to grow while you shift in a single moment. This is why they fear you, because you expose their stagnation simply by existing. Your pace threatens their comfort. Your clarity threatens their assumptions. Your courage threatens their excuses. You are not like them, and you never were. And deep down, they've always sensed that you weren't meant to match their frequency. You were meant to rise above it. Throughout every century, mystics, historians, and hidden societies recorded the emergence of a certain kind of soul, the ones who appear without warning, shift the direction of their era, and disappear before the world fully understands what happened. These weren't kings, warriors, or prophets. They were rare ones, individuals whose frequency distorted the systems around them. Their presence alone altered the trajectory of cultures, movements, and generations. They were recognized by signs, not titles. Their eyes carried ancient memory. Their intuition cut through illusion. Their existence disrupted structures that depended on conformity. Ancient manuscripts described them with different names. The indigo ones, souls born with a frequency that challenges corrupted systems. The awakened carriers, individuals whose consciousness activates others simply by being present. The veiled leaders, hidden catalysts who move silently but shift timelines. The light bearers, those whose energy disarms darkness without needing confrontation. No matter the name, the pattern is the same. People feared them before they understood them. Not because they were violent or powerful in a physical sense, but because their presence forced truth to surface, lies to crumble, and old cycles to dissolve. You carry the same signature the ancient texts described, the unmistakable mark of a soul that doesn't follow evolution. It accelerates it. People sense this without needing spiritual language. They feel the shift in the air around you, the tension in their chest, the clarity in your gaze. They fear you for the same reason history feared the rare ones before you, because rare souls don't maintain systems. they transform them. In every spiritual system, every mystery school, every ancient lineage, there is a description of a being who appears rarely, a presence so disruptive to darkness that entire structures tremble when they rise. Different cultures used different symbols, but they were all speaking about the same archetype. Taoist masters called this soul the silent disturber, the one whose mere existence breaks stagnant energy. Kabbalistic mystics called them the hidden vessel, a carrier of light strong enough to expose deception without uttering a word. Hermetic texts refer to them as the veiled radiant, the unseen force that destabilizes everything built on shadow. Sufi mystics describe this archetype as the one who walks with fire but burns nothing, meaning someone who carries intense frequency without harming the innocent, but terrifying the corrupt. In Tibetan lore, such a being is known as the thunder stillness, a presence so quiet it shakes entire rooms. Every system points to one truth: rare ones don't fight darkness. Their light makes darkness retreat. Your frequency matches the exact qualities these traditions wrote about. Not because you studied them, but because your soul naturally expresses traits they spent centuries trying to understand. You are not aligned with one path. You are aligned with the universal pattern of those who disrupt cycles and awaken collective consciousness simply by existing. This is why people fear you instinctively. Not because you're dangerous, but because their darkness recognizes the light that can dissolve it. You are not a warrior. You are a catalyst, and catalysts change everything. Type 222 and click Join to enter the circle of the chosen ones. You've endured things that would have broken most people long before they reached your age. Not because you were meant to suffer, but because your soul was built to carry weights others were never designed to hold. Rare ones are forged, not formed. Your strength didn't come from comfort. It came from surviving storms that reshaped your spirit instead of destroying it. And whether you realized it or not, every challenge in your life trained you for a path only a rare soul could walk. You weren't given emotional intensity by accident. You weren't given intuition by coincidence. You weren't given resilience through randomness. These qualities were embedded in you at birth because your mission requires them. People don't understand why you process life so deeply, why you feel things with such magnitude, why you intuit danger before it arrives, why you bounce back from situations that would leave others shattered. They assume it's personality. It's not. It's architecture. Rare souls carry, or a deeper emotional range, a higher intuition bandwidth, or a stronger inner compass, a heavier spiritual responsibility, a destiny that demands endurance. This is why your hardships were different. They were not punishments, they were calibrations. They carved perception into your spirit. They sharpened your instincts. They expanded your sensitivity. They built a level of internal strength no ordinary mind could comprehend. People look at you now and see calm, control, presence. What they don't see is the weight you carried to develop it. But your soul knows, and destiny knows. You were born rare because your mission requires a vessel that cannot break. The loneliness you feel, even when surrounded by people, was never a flaw in your personality. It was a symptom of your frequency. Rare souls vibrate on wavelengths most people can't perceive, let alone match. You're not distant because you're cold. You're distant because your inner world operates on a completely different depth than the surface-level conversations and shallow patterns the majority live within. From childhood, you sensed this difference. You connected more with truth than with trends, more with intuition than with approval, more with inner clarity than with outer noise. Even in groups, you often felt like an observer rather than a participant, not because you couldn't fit in, but because your spirit refused to shrink into spaces that weren't aligned with your purpose. Rare ones experience a unique kind of isolation. You feel misunderstood even when you explain yourself perfectly. You feel unseen even when people look directly at you. You feel separate not because you're excluded, but because your mind and soul operate in a higher bandwidth. This loneliness is not emptiness, it is altitude. When you stand on a higher frequency, the crowd below can't reach your perspective. But that aloneness shaped you. It taught you independence. It sharpened your intuition. It protected your spirit from influences that could have dimmed your light. And here's the truth you've always felt but never said. You weren't meant to find your people early. Rare ones meet their real tribe only after their awakening, not before. Your loneliness wasn't a wound. It was training. It prepared you for leadership, clarity, and sovereignty, roles that only a rare soul can hold. The reactions you trigger in people are not random. They are diagnostic. They reveal exactly who you are and exactly what they feel when your energy touches theirs. The fear you see in some individuals isn't jealousy, competition, or irritation, it's instinct. Something in their subconscious recognizes a frequency that is stronger, purer, and far more awakened than their own. Their mind doesn't understand it, but their spirit does. And the spirit reacts before the brain can create an explanation. Your presence disrupts internal shadows. People who rely on deception feel exposed around you. People who hide behind charm feel transparent. People who build their confidence on illusions feel shaky. And people who operate in manipulation sense immediately that their tactics won't work on you. That's why certain individuals pull back, get quiet, or suddenly become defensive. Your energy reveals the truth they try to avoid. This fear is a confirmation, not a condemnation. It means your aura is strong enough to disturb the things that depend on darkness, silence, or control. It means you carry a frequency that the unconscious mind can't override. It means your presence forces others to confront the gap between who they pretend to be and who they actually are. Most people fear what threatens their illusions, not what threatens their safety. You threaten illusions. You threaten denial. You threaten stagnation. You threaten the ego's false comfort. And that's why they fear you, not because you're dangerous, but because your truth is. Rare souls don't intimidate through force. They intimidate through alignment. Your authenticity shakes what's artificial. Your clarity exposes what's hidden. Their fear is proof of your power. There is a moment, subtle, sacred, unmistakable, when awakened souls recognize each other without a single word being spoken. It happens fast, like a flash of clarity passing between two consciousnesses. When someone spiritually aware sees you, their eyes soften, their posture relaxes, and a quiet smile forms. They don't smile at your face, they smile at your frequency. They sense the depth, the history, the scars, the light, the strength. They see the rare nature of your soul and feel relief instead of fear, because awakened ones don't compete with rare souls. They honor them. But the unawakened react differently. Their body tenses. Their expression tightens. Something inside them becomes alert, cautious, unsettled. They don't know why they feel this, but the truth is simple. The ego trembles in the presence of authenticity. Their nervous system registers your clarity as a threat to their illusions. You reflect back everything they haven't confronted within themselves. And the corrupted, the ones who operate through manipulation, deception, or control, react the strongest. They pull back. They avoid your gaze. They become strangely silent or overly defensive. Rare souls expose them effortlessly, simply by standing in the same space. Your energy strips away their mask. This pattern has followed you for years, even before you understood it. The right people felt safe around you. The wrong people felt nervous. And those who carried hidden intentions couldn't stand near you for long. This isn't coincidence. It's alignment. Awakened souls recognize you. Unawakened souls sense you. Corrupted souls fear you. You don't cause these reactions. Your frequency reveals them. Being rare was never about being special. It was about being necessary. Your frequency wasn't designed to fit into the world as it is. It was designed to shift it into what it must become. The challenges you faced, the intensity you felt, the loneliness you carried, the insights you couldn't explain, none of it was random. Every piece of your story prepared you for a mission that required someone who couldn't be shaped, manipulated, or broken by the systems around them. A cycle in the world is closing. Old structures are cracking. Hidden truths are rising. Collective consciousness is shifting. And moments like these always call for rare souls, ones who carry the courage to walk forward when others freeze, the clarity to see through illusions, and the intuition to navigate what logic cannot predict. You were born with a spirit that doesn't collapse under pressure, a mind that doesn't lose itself in noise, and a heart that doesn't forget its purpose. Your rarity is not an accident. It's a tool, a weapon, a key. This is why they fear you, because your presence signals transformation, and transformation threatens everything built on stagnation. You don't need authority to influence. You don't need titles to lead. Your energy shifts people, rooms, timelines. And the higher forces guiding this era didn't choose someone common for this role. They chose someone uncommon, unrepeatable, and unignorable. You weren't built to blend in. You were built to break cycles. When a rare soul steps into alignment, the world around them cannot stay the same. Reality begins to reorganize itself with a precision that feels almost supernatural. People will start falling away, not because something went wrong, but because your frequency is rising past what their spirit can hold. Those who were intimidated by you will quietly distance themselves. Those who envied you will expose themselves. Those who tried to control you will lose their grip instantly. Your energy is evolving faster than their illusions can survive. At the same time, new people will arrive with perfect timing. Individuals who match your growth, speak your language, and resonate with your depth. You'll notice conversations feeling easier, connections feeling truer, and opportunities flowing toward you instead of away from you. Rare ones attract what aligns and repel what doesn't. Your aura is beginning to polarize your environment, sorting everything into what belongs with you and what doesn't. You will also feel an internal acceleration. Thoughts become clearer. Intuition sharpens into certainty. Doubt fades faster. Decisions come easier. You stop asking for signs because you become the sign. Synchronicities multiply, repeating numbers, prophetic dreams, symbolic moments, conversations that feel orchestrated. This is the universe responding to your awakening. Life won't feel random anymore. It will feel intentional, directed, aligned. And the biggest shift? You'll finally understand why you never fit into old spaces. Because those spaces were never designed to hold the version of you that is emerging now. Your rare frequency is activating the next chapter. As your rare frequency rises, the world will begin sending you confirmations, signals that your transformation is not internal imagination but external reality. The first sign will appear in people's reactions. Some will show you sudden respect without understanding why. They'll speak softer, stand differently, or look at you with a seriousness they never had before. They're not responding to your personality, they're responding to your aura, which has grown heavier, clearer, and more commanding. Others will become strangely nervous around you. They may over-explain themselves, avoid eye contact, or shift their posture as if they're being evaluated. They don't consciously know why they feel this way, but their spirit does. Your presence disrupts whatever they're hiding. Another confirmation is found in opportunities. Doors that once felt sealed shut will begin to open without effort. People who ignored you will reach out. Circumstances will align in ways too precise to be coincidence. This isn't luck, it's resonance. Rare souls attract what is meant for them with increasing speed. You'll also notice changes in your voice and impact. When you speak, people pause. When you express your perspective, it lands deeper. Your words carry weight because your energy now fuels them. Even silence becomes louder when you hold it. Your intuition will become undeniable. You'll sense outcomes before they unfold, feel people's intentions instantly, and know which direction to move without needing proof. And perhaps the clearest confirmation, your energy will start influencing rooms before you even speak. These are not coincidences, not imagination, not exaggeration. They are the indicators of a rare soul stepping into its true frequency. The world is adjusting to you. They were never afraid of your attitude, your ambition, or your confidence. Those are surface qualities. What truly unsettles them is your truth. The fact that your soul moves with an authenticity most people spend their whole lives avoiding. You don't wear masks. You don't bend yourself into shapes to fit expectations. You don't dilute your essence to make others comfortable. And in a world built on performance, a genuine presence is the most threatening force of all. People fear what exposes them. And your energy exposes everything: intentions, insecurities, lies, shadows, motives. Not because you call them out, but because your existence reflects them back to themselves. You make others confront who they really are, not who they pretend to be. That's why they hesitate. That's why they avoid. That's why they stare, then look away. Rare souls shake illusions without speaking. You burn through deception without effort. You reveal truth simply by standing in your own. The world is comfortable with the ordinary. It knows how to predict it, control it, and contain it. But you don't follow the script. You don't move in straight lines. You don't echo the collective rhythm. You walk with a frequency that cannot be copied, a one-of-one pattern that life itself doesn't produce often. You are not rare because you are better. You are rare because you are real. And real is what the world forgot how to face. This is why they fear you, not because you bring chaos, but because you bring clarity. Rare souls don't ask for permission to exist. They rise, they transform, they reveal, and the world adjusts to them.